Welcome to the present session. I wish it was clearer here behind me. Can I make it clearer? Can I get this to look like somewhat of a studio? Can we make it look like somewhat of a studio? How about this? 4 legs, right? And one top, one side. 1, 2, 3 areas open, right? The area is open. Whoop. The area is open on that side, on this side, and that front. It's covered on the roof and it's got a pole through it. And it's turning the entire astrological, whatever you want to call it, the zodiac star system. And here's the board we can't see through. So when we fly, we have to make sure how we fly out of this. Second time, you also have to understand that it comes adjustable stand. It can rise and lower, right? We're asking, where is everything? Are you online or offline? Are you one of the legs? Are you in between the legs? And remember, each leg has space in between for the passage of things we don't know. And we have an exchange station right over here where the bolts go. You think I'm nuts? Say whatever you want. This is what I do. I discover things that are different. Do you see me doing something? Why are you here? I want to know when I do this. Why do I do this? I like to get into the nitty-gritty. The nitty-gritty of understanding the difference. It'll help us get somewhere, of a place that only few want to be, but everybody wants to know the same thing. How did we get to Earth? What is Earth all about? Einstein, Jung, and all these people. Why did they exist? Why did their names exist? Why did we notice the stupidest things in the world? That's what I do. The future arrival. Names like Passover, Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, Roach Light. Roach Light, which you know what a roach does. O and A equals to E and A. It's angel creation. Ash. This is the H, but it shows it as ACH instead of the H. It explains all three inside its own word. All I have to do is say the letter H, and I have this part here. But now it's Ro, or the golden H, the golden arches of light. That's what it says. That's just the work I do. I mean, I know everybody knows what a roach does. Everybody knows we inhale the roach in order for the light to go out. So let's inhale the roach. Wow. I'm high as a kite. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I can't breathe. I need the roach. Feels good. Got my fire going. If it was cold outside, I'd show you the steam I'd be blowing off. Look at that. Growing some stuff. So hot in here. Have to get rid of some of that stuff. We need to circulate. Show, shone of light. Show, shine on, shone. The shone of the light. The light is shining on us. The passing of the light. Now we're going to go to Asian. How about Zion? The only difference between here and here is the E letter. The total of this one over here comes out to 64. It's 14 away from this one here. So this one comes out to 50. 50. So if this was Zion with an A, it would be 50. But it's Zion with an O, it's 64. We have to understand that the L letter, which is the 12th letter in the deck, and if you add up 1 to 12, it equals to 78. The 13th card, okay, brings us to 91. It connects the 1 with the 9, the yellow ball, which encompasses the rest of the balls, the rest of the story. 8 and 7 are above everything. They are the gateway of 8 running through 7 into 6. This side or that side. So what I want to show in this is how they're so alike. This equals 64. It'll create the barn doors of the Christ. ON, 1415, will create your pi. This is your 27. IR is 6 times 3, 6 plus 3 will create this. 18 and 9, 27. That is this answer over here. 26 and 1, Z. Z is 26 and 1, first and last. I is the 9th and the 18th. 9 and 18, 27, 26 and 1, 27. 9, 26 equals 35. When we reverse it, it becomes 1 and 18 equals 19. 35 and 19. Now we have the S letter. Instead of Z, cyan and Zion, we have 45. We have 8 and 1, artificial heaven equals the intelligence of the spirit heaven of the Venus Saturn world. 9 lies the fox riding in the sun. 4 plus 5 is that 9. KY, 19 minus 8 is K. KH, A and I. Okay, it will say more than just Kentucky. A and O. See the A and the O? You see what I did? S and Z, S and Z. You see the A and the O? I'm leaving the I the same because it's 9 in both of them. A and O is different. A is the first and last, so is the Z. O is the 15th and the 12th. This is where the letter L comes in, L and O. L-O-V-E is in love. Okay, this one comes in 101 and it describes this, the two sides of a round O. Right, the top, a cap of something before something comes around is the C. The cap of it is right here, the point. The end, the angle of the end where the end comes out from both angles if you're going around on a track. But anyways, let's go to the L letter. The 12th letter, the 12th card for the Queen. The Queen equals to that 62. 2 and 6 is 8. The L in Roman numerals is 50. The L, okay, is 50, and the same time the gateway, okay, is 78, 87. The L equals to the 78. The Queen, okay, will equal, okay, the Q letter, okay, will equal, when you add up 1 to 17, 153, and that says the S, it says the ace is inside of it. 15 and 12, okay, the letter L, the letter O. L-O for low, okay, the first part of love. I take this away from this, I get 14. I add this to this, I get 14. 14, 14 separation. That is your cycle in the moon. This is your cycle for your day. 16 hours for the day and 8 hours for the night. The difference is 22 to life. 27, 27. 15 minus 1 is 14 and 16, plus and minus. 26 minus 12 is 14 and 38. 7, 7, 7, 7. 7 and 7 is 5. 7 and 7 is 5. The total over here is 2854. The cycle inside the sun. 7 times 4 equals to 28. Inside the sky sun. This runs out of, the numbers of this will run out of Las Vegas all the time. These numbers, 7 times 4, 7 plus 4 equals Highway 3993. Understanding the football fields. Understanding the football fields. You see the distance with the football fields? What about 44? What about 44? You want to check where the uprights are? When I finish this art, I'll put the uprights on the other side because it's one field after the next. See the drop of the building here and the drop of the building here? Eventually, I can put this together and create my square right over here. My square cycle inside of 44. And inside of this, okay, do you see the T and the T and the T and the T? Well, to create, okay, we're going to put another line down here, but this will be your H, the completion of your H right over here. When I draw a line from here to here and here to here, I will have to draw a V, okay, to create this. This is your H letter inside of this module over here. What's inside the H is the question. What's inside the H? Because I can draw a line here and a line here, but in between here, 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 and here is blank. We have to understand which numbers we're going to. And the reason for that is one of the key numbers is 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22, 25, 28, 31, and 34. That's the first row, 1, 4, 7. We must match all those numbers because those are the numbers that everything runs by. 1, 4, 7. 4 is made up with 2 and 2. 1 is in the middle of 2 and 2, creating 5. 7 is made up by 3, 1, and 2, where 1 is in the middle of 2 on both sides, where the center of 7 is in the middle in the 5 position, which is known as the ace card. So they count it as 1 or 11 because it counts both sides in blackjack. We have to understand that 1, 4, 7. But then if we start this a little bit further down the field, it'll be 10, and this one will be 13. 10 and 13 are both black. So this is where the design changes. When we come to 10 and 13, okay, this is 8. This is 11, this is 10. The design in here, when we run to that. And I didn't want to ruin this paper. Do I have a pencil to mark this with? I need someone to redo this. So when I do it this way, we end up with this design over here. See the angle of what happens? Do you see this D letter? You see the 9? You see the D? You see where the 6 is up and 9 is down? 9 is in this field over here, and 6 is in this field over here. Here's my 4s. We showed all the 4s, right? Here's number 4 and here's number 4, where all the 4s come together. So I want to see, maybe we'll make it a little bit different and bring you back to where 44 comes together as 10,000, right? X with a line over it is 10,000. 10,000 souls were on the line, right? How about 4 over here? And then we'll have one part of the yin of the yang to create my 6 and 9. Or what happens if we turned it in a little bit deeper? We'd have actually shooting out from another galaxy through one entry, the entry into here, and then the void, what we don't see, the tunnel, okay, the wormhole, the tunnel, and you see the way it goes down here and then into this world. Here's another 6 and 9. This is a key. Do you see the way it creates 8 together? You see the way the 7 splits it apart? You see the way I connect these lines, and this will create a 4 inside of it? Inside of the center, it's an automatic 5, because to connect these, I will have to, I'm going to try to take a look how I'm going to connect these. Okay, I'm going to connect them over here, right? I connect it like this. You see the way I didn't actually draw it straight, but I start, look, from here to down here to over here to down here to over here. What you do not see in these areas are another facet of what this does. Okay, so that's where your 5 is. This is your percentage sign. We all know what the percentage sign looks like. The percentage sign is basic. We have this. Isn't that what the percentage sign looks like? And on one percentage, we have this part over here. Okay, did I do that right, or did that S come out wrong? Okay, and the other percentage, I have it over here. Hold on, no, it should be more like this. Right? It should be more like this is here and this is here. Right? And sort of this looks like the 9 and this looks like the 6, and then this becomes the 8, and that's your percentage. Okay, and when you connect them together, okay, in between, it also shows you this sign. You ever see the 7 like this? Now, what if it was like that? Okay, and this, okay, and what about like this? This is the first part. This is the second part, right? Now, is this 7L, or is this an F7? We see how the 2 come together. Now, what if I take this and I put it on this side? How will this design come into this? So you want to see here 101, right? You want to see here 101. So we're going to take a look at this. Here's a 1, here's an O, and here's a 1. Now, if I do 2 of these, I'll have 101, 101. But then if I do that, okay, we're going to have to just take a look what happens. It actually starts off as a 7. Okay, and then on the other side, we have another 7. By doing this 4 times, we create 4 by 7, 28. Right? 7 and 7 equals to 14. 7 and 7 equals to 14, equals to 4 and 5. 1 times 1 plus 4 and 5. 8 and 10. This one over here automatically becomes 6, becomes 7, split 8. That's how this divides. Online and all the way online. You see, if it was the dollar sign, it would be 1 line here and 1 line here. Do you follow me? Do you see the lines, these squares? This is exactly perfectly divided. This is between the two. This is the shared area, and this is their own doorway. In here, out here, whichever way you want to look at it. Inside over here at the same time, if you want to split it over here, okay, we'd have 7, right? And F. We'd have 7AF. 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 7 times 1 times 6, 42. 7 plus 6 is 13 equals 55 plus 1. 1 is shared. 55 and 1, 55 and 1, 56, 57, the number in the moon. So sometimes I have a hard time letting these videos go. So when we do this, I want to show you something else that has to do with this. That inside Rodin's coil, right, they go from here to here. 1, okay, 2. 2 all the way down over the 4. 4 all the way down over to 8. Okay, so now you go down over to 8. 8 over to 7, and 7 you run all the way up and into 5. Okay, but usually it's done in a complete square where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you go 1 to here, to here. I should have only been going up to this level over here. I made a mistake with that line. But this is the entirety of the area. Do you follow what I'm saying? I must use up the whole area. The same thing as over here if I was doing it the other way. Okay? I must use up the whole area. And now if you really want to use this design, right, I would have to use up, okay, this area. If we're going to now create the star, right, the same star that sits on this area over here. Do you see this over here? Now what we have to do is go up 2 more over here to this area here. And then we will create this design that goes with this. This is the way. Now either I draw it here or I draw the maximum height over here. See what I did? I put the height over here. Now I went from one area of telling you something to another area. I'm a floater. Okay, I want to show you this design a little bit different. I'm going to do it down here. Okay, you see this design? This is the sigma. Okay, signal. You know what this means? You know what this means? Sigma. Signal testing. Okay, Enigma machine, right? Signal testing machine. I and N, okay, is part of 72. I and G, okay, is part of 72. M and A is part of 31. Okay, 72, 31. This is what it does. So we're going to take this. First, I'm going to take it from here. I'm going to go to here, then to here, then to here, then to here, and over to here. Then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Down here and over this. And this is Rodin's coil. Okay, now you have to understand this is the law. Inside this word, it says coil. We all know what coils do. Okay, coil says oil. Okay, so we have to understand what oil does. At the same time, it says it connects the 10 star of creation. 3 and O and I come together as 24, creates the 10 star. 10 times 24 is 420. 180 plus 240. It's the half-life. You have to add 180 to it. Anyways, I made that up, but it's partly, it is true from my work, but I just added that in because that's what it makes me say. You know? So I call this the I-Man. I got this fly that's bothering me. So now I want to show you this same design from the plateau over here. Okay, see the plateau? At the same time, the question is, where do we run that same design? Since I started it, I want to see myself what it looks like. And then I want to take it up. The next design would come over here, right, at his eyes, right? That's where this design comes in. Okay, and now we have to run it up here. Boom.
and we run it down here, boom. And then you have the way this 777 is controlled from the star base. Something like this or something like this. I'd have to see the system. So we went on and we learned about 7 and 9, 7 and 6. Connecting, you see, left and right. The L letter, okay, is the 12th letter. Okay, and we create the 7 letter, the 7, and we create the 9. So 12 times 7 equals 84 Pluto. 12 times 7 is 84 Pluto. 7 times 6, because 7 is inside 6 here, okay, and 9. 7 times 6 equals 42. 9 times 7 equals 63. This one equals to the star system of man, the one spirit of the half-life. 1 and 6 is the only 7 at the 7th gate. 4 and 2 will now create 8 and 6. 1 away from 7, now it creates the 8 that connects to 6 to bring it away from the 7th gate through the birth, through the moons of Jupiter. And over here, it's Pluto that arranged everything, and the waterway is from Neptune, okay, and Mars connected together. This number 84 equals 1/2. This number 42 equals 1/2. There's other calculations for this. This means 1.5. 28 plus 14, 1.5 cycle of the moon. 1.5, because it's got to be something with a half. It can't be half alone. At the same time, 2, 4 is half. The same thing, 4 goes into 8 twice, 2 goes into this twice, 2 goes into this twice. So each one of these has a value of a half, 5, 5, 5. 7 and 7 equals to 14, 1 and 4 equals to 5. And 5 and 9 are 202 away from 7. That is Venus. Everybody knows the value of 1 is right over here. It's between two sides. It takes up two sides and it creates its own in the in-between and itself. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching.